and this is the largest hack of 2025, it's a world problem now. Not your keys, not your money. A lot of technology is vulnerable. Bad actors figured out how to counterfeit the signature of the wallet. The hackers don't want to go after your small wallet. They're going to be searched by FBI, by Secret Service, by police. Definitely not going to be left unpunished. Who knows? The world is an unpredictable place. Bybit hack happened recently due to the security breaches in one of the exchanges called Bybit. Looks like the bad people, bad actors figured out how to get into the system and actually counterfeit the signature of the wallet while the executives were signing transactions, and no one actually thought that this was a bad transaction. So it's a very, very unfortunate situation for the whole industry, because now it shows that a lot of technology is vulnerable and the wallet technologies are vulnerable. And that means that, you know, in order for us to grow the industry, the people need to think that their assets are safe. Like if you have $100 in your wallet and you have, you know, your credit card, you have someone to call if that money is stolen. Here you have no one to call. So I think the industry, specifically the exchanges and wallet providers, do need to play bigger role in providing more secure wallets and more secure wallets to the users in order for them to be able to store their assets safely, because that's a serious matter. I mean, this exchange will survive. I don't think anything gonna happen to them. I hope it will not, because if there will be another bank run, it will become a problem. Bank run, that's when people start withdrawing money from the exchange and exchange doesn't have enough assets to cover that. We had that situation happening with FTX. I don't think it will happen with Bybit. After FTX saga, a lot of exchanges actually learned the lesson and started having more assets to cover the losses if any losses happen like this. But it just shows that there is vulnerability. There are still vulnerability. If a company like Bybit of that size can face issues of potential hack and actual hack happening, then it raises more questions of where to go, which exchange is safe, is other exchange safe, what's going to happen to my money if I'm going to be trading the assets on this type of exchange. You know, in crypto industry, they say not your keys, not your money. That means that if you do not have access to your cryptocurrency, and the access to your cryptocurrency is provided only by exchange, there is a risk. The risk that that money is not actually yours, that that money belongs to the exchange, and that exchange can be hacked, and then you don't have any control. So I think the tip I would give is to actually hold your own assets on a cold wallet in your safe somewhere. But you have to make sure that now you have to follow different type of rules, because you are responsible 100% of what happens. If you have a seed phrase on paper and you lose that paper, the money would be gone. If you have the wallet, physical wallet, and you lose it, the money gonna be gone. So there's no a perfect scenario here. It's always risky. As I mentioned many times in my videos, cryptocurrency is very risky. It's still not a mature industry, and you or any other user of this industry has to understand that there are risks associated with buying crypto, storing crypto, and they have to do their research on finding more robust cold wallets to be able to actually store their assets, to avoid potential hacks, big hacks. Because keep in mind that hackers don't want to go after your small wallet. Like if you are a user and you're not a prominent figure in cryptocurrency, they wouldn't want to spend all the resources to hack you with $10,000 or $100,000. They're going to be going after big, vulnerable exchanges that have all those assets stacked in one place. That's the place to go. So if you can take that money off the exchange and keep it in some safe, cold wallet, I think that's what you should do. Crypto assets are not safe in the exchanges to a certain extent. You have to read the terms and conditions of the exchange, believe it or not, if you actually trade a lot of money on the exchange, because every exchange has their own rules, and sometimes they don't take responsibility for any hacks, even though I think by the law they do need to keep the insurance to cover the assets. And we're getting more regulation in place nowadays, which will help to solidify a more clear path of who is responsible for the assets on the exchange. But there's always a risk. There's always the risk. We have had banks in the world probably for thousands of years, but exchanges, crypto exchanges specifically, have been around for a little bit over a decade. So we're still learning how to work with this type of assets. But your assets are only safe when you control them and when you have them on your own wallet and you control your seed phrase. But it comes with other risks. In Bybit's situation, the bad actors allegedly are from North Korea. I think the FBI already have made the statement that these actors are connected to North Korea as a state, but I'm not sure what it actually means. If the actors live in North Korea, I don't think they will ever going to be prosecuted, but I think the chance of finding the money and retrieving is not zero. That's a lot of money. The government officials will spend their resources to go after this amount of money. The question is which government, like which users lost the money. So there's more questions than answers here. But I do believe that this hack is another wake-up call for the industry. We do have many hacks like this every year, and this is the largest hack of 2025. It is $1.5 billion. It's a lot of money, and it's worth finding the people. Blockchain technology does allow to search through transactions and see where they go. So that actually helps a lot because the bad actors could be traced and that information will stay there forever. So if they will not be found tomorrow, they may be found in 3-5 years, who knows? But at the end of the day, it's definitely not gonna be left unpunished. This money is gonna be searched by everyone. They're gonna be searched by FBI, by Secret Service, by police. They're gonna be searched by the company, but the company itself, company gonna hire private investigators, and they gonna start putting legal actions in the countries where the money they will find. For example, if they find this money somewhere in South Korea or China or America, they would start putting injunctions, legal injunctions, to be able to retrieve that money from there. So it's not that simple. There will be a lot of agencies involved in this. There are a lot of international laws for the crimes of this size and this magnitude, because you have to remember, and there are laws that prevent bad actors to fund terrorist organizations. So it's not only one country's problem, it is everyone's problem, because it's $1.5 billion, it's a lot of money. A lot of money can cause a lot of problems if this money is accessed by bad actors. It sounds like this money was actually stolen by bad actors. Allegedly, it's North Korea. I think that is more likely than not. Definitely, there are many different parties who have worked on this because it's a very sophisticated hack, and it was planned for quite some time. And I'm sure they are being very secretive, but at the same time, law enforcement have learned over time how to cope with this type of problems. And I'm sure that it will take a little bit of time. However, the bad actors will be found, because this is not only one jurisdiction's problem, it's a world problem now. When you hack, that's a very unpleasant situation. There are a couple things you have to do. The first thing you have to do, you have to report this to police. It's a crime. Hack is a crime. It's a cybercrime. Someone stole something from you. First, what you do, you have to report to the police. You have to get a police report. So you basically go to your local police station and you report that. Well, you may ask a question, what's going to help? What's going to happen? Will police going to help me with that? Probably not. However, now you have a track record that this happened. Second thing you're going to do, you're going to call the FBI. FBI has their special unit that works on this. But I'll tell you, the best place where you should call that works on the international level will be Secret Service. Yep, Secret Service. Secret Service is responsible for international money laundering, is responsible for terrorist organization funding, and that's very much connected to the unit. More to that, Secret Service has most of the resources and they're focused on this big scam. So that's who you to call. So you just Google those type of agencies, you'll call them, and then you'll just sit back, relax, and wait for years. Bybit hack did influence the market. Crypto prices slowed down. They actually started falling a little bit. But I think that doesn't influence the market as much as it used to do. So even though it's a huge loss of money, $1.5 billion doesn't influence a $3 trillion market that much anymore. However, I think what that caused, again, uncertainty. People started worrying about what's going to happen to my money. People started taking money off the exchanges. That means less liquidity, less volume to trade. I do believe that, of course, Bybit had its influence on the prices. Crypto market has been volatile not only by itself. The whole markets, equity markets, bond markets, commodities are volatile. It's because there is some uncertainty, political uncertainty, economy is slowing down, the interests are high, and there's a lot of triggers that trigger the markets as a whole. There's not one specific thing that influences Bitcoin or crypto, and it doesn't influence anything else. I think where we are right now, which is in a time of uncertainty, and it is going to pass over, I think, a few months. I don't believe that Bitcoin can drop to $20,000 anymore. It's a very low price. The reason I believe that Bitcoin will not fall to $20,000 is because it has its cost to produce, and its cost to produce Bitcoin is very high right now. It's within $75,000 to $80,000, and the price of Bitcoin cannot drop, in my opinion, below the price to produce it. So that's what people kind of forget, that Bitcoin is a fundamental asset that is being backed by energy, by miners, by people who do hard work, and they put real money to mine Bitcoin. The meme coins and other tokens, they are actually created from the thin air, believe it or not. So they can go up and down in value based on the only demand and supply. In Bitcoin as a commodity, you still have another thing that influences its price, which is cost to make it. I don't think we could be in a $20,000 range, but who knows? The world is an unpredictable place.